Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of the Elevenses series brought to you by Google Partners. My name is Donald Murphy. I'm an agency account strategist and performance specialist here in Google. And this is my colleague Karan.
Hello, I am also an agency performance specialist in the UK market, working with some of you partners. And today we are bringing to you the AdWords dynamic remarketing Elevenses. And Donald's going to tell us a little more about it.
Yeah, so we're going to talk you through dynamic remarketing. So for now, I suggest you grab yourself a tea or coffee, sit back and relax for the next 15 minutes or so, and enjoy.
Let's dive right in then. Introducing dynamic remarketing might sound like going back a couple of years in time, but I think especially with Black Friday around the corner, it definitely warrants some attention. So dynamic remarketing, we're talking about it in this day and age where the online user is highly distracted. 95% of people, according to research, that come onto a website don't necessarily complete the action that marketers expect them or you partners expect them to do. And that creates the need for us to find these interested users once again across the display network, across YouTube or other platforms. Because when they came onto the website in the first place, they definitely expressed some kind of intent to engage with the marketer. Now, dynamic remarketing gives you the ability to serve tailored creatives across various platforms to these interested users. And that's done with a combination of either your merchant center feed or your business data feed that we're going to talk about a little more in detail. That's especially for non-retail clients. And this combined with the remarketing list that you have or the Google Analytics list that you have lets you find interested users and serve them beautiful, dynamically tailored creatives across all these platforms. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to talk more in detail about how to set this up. And I'm going to take a bit of the breather and Donald's going to talk about the setup.
Okay, so how does it work? So while remarketing lets you deliver relevant ads to specific segments of your audience, with dynamic remarketing, you can now use powerful tools to create and serve customized ads in real time that show the exact product someone was researching on your website whilst they're in the shopping process. Additionally, we also automatically recommend other products they're likely to be considering at the same time. So in its simplest form, dynamic remarketing, a user views a product on your site. The Google Remarketing tag records the product they viewed, sending to Google the ID of the product they've seen. Remarketing dynamic ads display across the Google Display Network to users with the product most relevant to the user. And this is done by matching products in a feed with information we collect from the tag about what product the user viewed on your site. So now let's have a look at setup. So we've made it particularly easy for retail advertisers with a merchant center feed to run dynamic creative campaigns, and it has driven amazing results. So retailers with massive, diverse product inventories can easily show the perfect creative to individuals at scale. So we've now scaled this functionality additionally to other business categories and enable dynamic remarketing for advertisers in all verticals, allowing even more of your display campaigns to be customer-centric. So our ability to do this across verticals is unparalleled.
That sounds good, Donald.
Okay.
But why Google?
So we've built a solution customized to perform in your industry. So this includes verticalized feeds, tag parameters, and a recommended engine. So we've made it really easy to get up and running in 4 simple steps, which I think you're going to bring us through on the next slide, Karan. Additionally, almost everything is automated. So be it the creative, bidding, targeting. So we've made it really easy to get up and running. Okay. So there are 4 elements built into the product that help achieve performance at scale. So smart segmentation, beautify dynamic ads tailored to perform in your vertical and work seamlessly across all devices, unparalleled real-time bidding and auto-targeting technology, and additionally, it's across the world's largest global network to ensure you can reach all customers in the moments that matter. So as well, we offer full transparency. you know how you're performing, where your ads are showing, what price you're paying, and you get great insight into who your ads are showing through audience reports. So as well as that, as is with most of our products, we offer the full suite of Google Audience solutions to help you engage with new customers. So Karan, are you okay to bring us through the 4 steps now?
Yeah, I think I can talk about what it really takes to set up a dynamic remarketing campaign on AdWords. Now, one thing, Donald, that you might agree with that really discourages anyone from doing anything new is a complicated setup.
Yeah.
Right? Would you agree with that?
Of course. I think
So,
most people would.
Most people would. And that's something that we've tried to change with the dynamic remarketing campaigns. Something that you might have experienced in the past with other products is that the setup can be complicated. In this case, it's fairly simple. And I'm going to take you through a few steps. Starting, you set up a new display campaign, and that's a remarketing type of campaign. While you do this, the campaign lets you automatically pick the business type that you're setting this up for. So it could be for a travel vertical, it could be for hotel, it could be for local, it could be for jobs, and that's what it lets you pick. Now, when you do this, the first step that you come across is creating a feed. So if it's a non-vertical, non-retail client in any other vertical, you will see a placeholder feed in the business data section of AdWords. And that's not meant for advertising purposes. It's just to give you a head start into creating your own feed. And I believe that most marketers today have their own feeds created with products and services. And that needs to go up into AdWords first. After that, what's really important is that your targeting is in place. And only your remarketing lists or your Google Analytics lists can help you do that.
Your tagging, sorry.
The tagging of your site is extremely important. Again, something which is now finding a website without a tracking tag is unheard of. But again, it's if you don't have that in place, you can't run dynamic remarketing. It's still always
worth mentioning.
It's absolutely worth mentioning, worth checking as well before you kickstart any new campaigns. So tagging your site is extremely important, whether with a remarketing tag or a Google Analytics tag. The third bit, which I'm particularly a big fan of, is that the moment you create remarketing campaigns, the dynamic remarketing campaigns, you have automated lists created. Now, these are lists for users, whether they are abandoned, their cart abandoners, whether they are just web page visitors, or whether they've gone to a specific product page. Now, that's what Google is doing for you. But what you need to step in and do is give these lists priority according to what matters more for the business. So reviewing your lists, giving them the appropriate bids and priority, applying them to ad groups is the third step. The fourth, final, and the most fun.
The most fun probably from a creative point of view.
From a creative point of view. Although there's some creativity taken away here, when you set up ads in a dynamic remarketing campaign, a lot of it is automated. All you probably need is a marketing logo. You need an image, and you need a call to action. Now, some people might be wondering why they can't create their own stylized ads, and why is the styling taken away from it? Because now Google can step in and do all the hard work for you. So the interface itself will create automatic ads for you. The layouts are absolutely beautiful. You have the flexibility of choosing them, but there's auto sizing for all these ads, and they are automatically adjusted across all devices. And these 4 simple steps can just get you going on a dynamic remarketing campaign
quickly.
Yeah, and that sounds like benefits good enough, but there's more that you get on a dynamic remarketing campaign than just these 4 simple steps. So one of them is transparency and control. You get, as Donald spoke about this earlier, you get control over your bids, your creatives, and your audience lists, everything, even placements, where your ads are shown is something that you control. Another thing that's particularly good, Donald said this, and there's full Google support for your feed implementation, your tagging to make sure everything's working well. And then, of course, the advantage of being on the biggest display network and across all inventories. So 77% of image ads are covered across GDN, 18% in text ads, and of course, the native Google inventory that you will see across YouTube and Gmail as well. So you reach massive amount of users across multiple platforms on Gmail, YouTube, display, and search. So hopefully that is something that sounds like a very convincing way to go ahead with dynamic remarketing campaigns. What do you think, Don?
I think it does, Karan.
Yeah. So you already said this, but there is dynamic remarketing now across all verticals as well. A common misconception could have been that dynamic remarketing is only for retailers. That's definitely not the case. It's been broadened out. As you can see, it's for flights, hotels, travel, even education and job listings as well. Now, once you have an overview of this, if you've set up the campaign, the point is to run it really well. And who better than Donald to tell us what the best practices are?
Okay, so we're both going to go through some best practice now,
Yeah.
Namely around bidding and audiences, settings and structures, and also dynamic ads themselves. So firstly, let's have a look at audiences. So first thing to note is that all audiences are not equal. Every business has a unique path to conversion. For a well-crafted audience strategy, having lists with preferential bids can lead to better performance and a better use of budget overall. So users at a later part of a buying stage are potentially more valuable to those in the earlier stage. So bidding up is obviously crucial. And as you can see here, past purchasers warrant a higher bid in terms of cross-selling or upselling opportunities. As is the case for most retailers, cart abandoners bear a higher potential to convert than those who have viewed product pages. So you can see the bids are tailored there to the specific different different remarketing lists, as it's kind of a one-on-one, but it's illustrated quite well there. So now Karan is going to take you through structure and settings of dynamic remarketing campaigns.
While we move on to the structure and settings, just want to reiterate the flexibility that you have with adjusting bids across all the lists. For some users, cart abandoners might be more important than product viewers or vice versa, but the flexibility is what I really enjoy with dynamic remarketing.
For things like in finance verticals with people getting quotes and people have got a quote, that could be the most important section for people. It's flexibility is key, Karan.
Flexibility is key. Super. Moving on to structure and settings. Now, just talking about a few things which we consider important and we often advise you, our partners, about to implement across all dynamic remarketing campaigns is once the lists are in place, we suggest that you don't filter out by locations or language because the remarketing list is the biggest target that you have.
Exactly. The list is where your targeting
your targeting is. And it has all those users that have visited your website in the past. So don't bother about the languages and the locations, just apply the right lists. At the same time, optimize ad rotation for conversions and not for more views, because we're trying to get the middle funnel down to the lowest part of the funnel and get more conversions here. The frequency cap, again, automated is the best way. Let Google do the hard work. Don't think about the number of views that it can take for a user to convert or what's the best thing in an industry. I would say that let Google do the hard work. Don't really, spend a lot of your time doing this. And lastly, most important, mobile's taking over. Now, if we don't acknowledge this now,
has it not already happened?
Has not really happened? You caught me napping there, didn't you? So with some industries, it's already happened. 50% or more than half the queries come from mobile devices. It won't be the best idea to ignore it at this point in time. So opt into mobile, get your MBids up, and most importantly, tag your M sites as well. So those are something about structures and setting that in this. Moreover, spoke about the ads, the dynamic responsive ads. There's very little that you need to put in, just the marketing image, the logo, and a headline and description about what the ads should be about. These are beautifully served ads, and the templates are really, really good. I would highly recommend that you also go check them out when you set up this campaign. Saves you a lot of time as well. And I'm a big fan of these dynamic
responsive. Even if you haven't got a campaign ready to go now, just go in and have a look.
Yeah, definitely. You could have a look at the templates.
See how it looks.
Yeah, and the best part about them is that they auto-size themselves, so you don't spend a lot of time trying to look at what's the best dimension and on what publisher site, what works best.
It takes a lot of the pain out of it.
A lot of the pain is taken out. The engine takes care of it mostly. So these are something about dynamic responsive ads. Donald, I'm sure there's a little bit more that you can tell us that marketers love the most and our partners love the most, which is results.
Results and reporting. So you have results, you need to report on them.
You do.
So unlike many of our competitors, as I've mentioned before, our solution is 100% transparent. So you'll know how you're performing, where your ads are showing, what price you're paying, and additionally, you can get great insights into who your ads are showing to. Our audience reports provide demographic information of people in your remarketing list, as well as the size of your list over time. So this report can help you better understand your site visitors. Knowing more about your audience is obviously critical for your business and your advertisers' business success. It allows you to tailor your message to your customers, invest in the right advertising campaigns while saving money on others. Having more insights into your audience age range and gender, and seeing how your lists perform can help you make informed decisions on how to target your ads and what bids to set. So overall, your site visitors are obviously a very good representation of your customers.
Yeah.
So if you've created a list for a specific section of your site, for example, the audience report can tell you about visitors who come to that section and see certain products. With this information, you can decide where to focus and improve your campaigns overall. So yeah, you use the reporting. The reporting structure is very, very robust, and as is with all of our products, use it to optimize your accounts. And that pretty much, I think, brings us close to the end. So just also to kind of reiterate the full support you have for dynamic remarketing. So you can have support on targeting and feeds, additionally on campaign setup and creative design, and optimizations and reporting, as I showed on the previous slide. So we hope you enjoyed our little Elevenses on dynamic remarketing, and make sure you reach out to your Google point of contact for more further information. We hope to see loads more of these campaigns running. So
yeah,
from myself and Karan, thank you and have a really nice Wednesday.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.